Islamic State group, or Daesh, has been murdered. If the news is confirmed, it would be the first such killing of a foreign captive in Egypt since the extremists set up a group there. Well, Tomislav Salopek, who is 30 and a married father of 2, was working for a French geological survey company when he was abducted on a road southwest of Cairo. Well, with me here in the studio is our security correspondent, Frank Gardner. Frank, what more do we know about this?
Right, well, let's deal with the facts. This guy was, he was abducted on the 22nd of July in what was considered to be a safe area on the road southwest of Cairo, going from 6th of October City down to his place of work in the desert. Excuse me. A video then appeared about 3 or 4 days ago, threatening to murder him, to execute him, unless the Egyptian government released women Muslim prisoners. And it had the banner of so-called Islamic State in it. There have been frantic attempts by both the Croatian government and the Egyptian government to try and resolve this, to find him, to try and stop him being murdered. Today, within the last 2 hours, a very graphic photograph was posted on Twitter that claims to show his decapitated body and his head, and which they say was him, and it blames the Egyptian government and also accuses the Croatian government of fighting so-called Islamic State. Now, it's still being investigated by both governments, but there is a statement due by the Croatian government in the next couple of hours, which I think will shed some light on this. It's a very worrying development, this, whatever is behind, whoever's actually done this, because it's the first time that somebody has been kidnapped from mainland Egypt and held by so-called Islamic State in this way. Northern Sinai has been a no-go area for a long time, for several years, for foreigners. It's far too dangerous. But this now questions whether the Egyptian government can guarantee security in other parts of mainland Egypt.
Absolutely. As the point that you've just made, that parts of the Sinai have been so dangerous, and this is now in mainland Egypt. What will the Egyptian government do now?
Well, this is a very militaristic, or sort of some would even say autocratic government. I mean, it really is tough on security. They have put thousands of people in jail, which is, some people say, is part of the problem, but they are very tough on security, so they will probably crack down even further. They will try very hard using intelligence and probably satellites and telephone intercepts and so on, possibly with US help, to try and establish who has done this, where he was taken, because the speculation about is where was he held. They know where he was taken roughly. It was just to the west of El Fayoum Oasis, which is, by the way, a lovely part of Egypt, very peaceful, very beautiful. I've been there many times, but it's most likely that he was held somewhere in the western desert, possibly even across the border in Libya, where there is an Islamic State presence. It would be far riskier for them to take him east across the Suez Canal, where there were all those festivities recently with the opening of the new second Suez Canal. That would be risky for them to do that. So it's more likely he was held in the western desert, which is a vast area. All you can see from the video of his abduction and today's Twitter posting is that it's sandy. There's a bloodied knife planted in the desert next to him. He's wearing the same beige jumpsuit that he was shown in the kidnap video, and there is a caption in Arabic, so not too many clues there.
Listen carefully, and you can even hear it breathing. These extraordinary pictures come from a small camera fitted into the rhino's horn by British scientists. They hope it'll be a key weapon in the fight against poaching.